to the bathroom.
He's funny.
Glasses, wallet, keys, and phone. Keys and phone.
He's multi-talented.
Yeah, I'm awful with money, but hey, I'm funny, seriously.
But the thing that stands out the most, his energy.
Leave me now when I say you can get through it. Here's how you do it.
Hello, I'm Penn.
Meet Penn Holderness. He's a former TV news reporter and anchor, and today, he and his family are an internet sensation.
Hello. Can I order a pepperoni and bacon pizza? And I want it here in 5 minutes.
The Holderness family are best known for their Facebook and YouTube channels, which have over 5 million combined subscribers and over 1 billion total views.
I get exercise, I go on a walk, I make it a point to let people talk.
Something you notice right away about Penn is his high energy. And in several episodes, Penn lets you know something about himself.
This is 10 ADHD life hacks from a guy with a scorching case of ADHD.
Penn has been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and we got him to come on A World of Difference to discuss his condition. The first thing he wanted to make clear is how much he hates the name.
ADHD, first of all, it's a terrible name. I didn't make up the name. Somebody made up the name 30, 40 years. It was a long time ago. It's largely diagnosed in children, and it's 3 negative words. It's deficit, hyperactivity, and disorder. It's just like hitting someone repeatedly over the head with a hammer.
And although it might be a terrible name, Penn makes a pretty good living making fun of it on his show.
I love my wife, and I work pretty hard trying to be a good husband and a good father. But sometimes my brain just takes over, thanks to ADHD, and I start thinking about random things. Sometimes I think about a song I just heard. Sometimes I think about meteorology. Sometimes I think about how goats must feel now that people are doing goat yoga. Like, what do the goats think?
When did you learn you had ADHD?
I'm 47 years old, and it wasn't really a thing when I was a kid. I did not hear about it one single time when I was in grade school. The first time I even heard the term ADD, which is what it was called, I think, more frequently back then, was when I was in college. And I did start to struggle in college in class. I probably started to struggle late in high school, but I think I got through it just, with little hacks that, people with ADHD have.
It's hard to believe that Penn is in his 40s because, well, besides looking great, he also has this childlike, whimsical thing going on. And it's something, he says, started at a very young age.
I was a late bloomer. Like, I developed really late. Like, I was a boy when a lot of my friends were men. One of my worst days as a kid, I called Kmart because I needed to get a certain pair of shoes. And they were like, oh yeah, we got size 6s for you. And then my mom drove me over there and I showed up and the girl at Kmart was like, oh, no, I thought you were a girl on the phone. So we have these sizes for girls. And I was devastated. I was like, what do I have to do? And so that sucked. Anyway.
But it doesn't suck anymore because today Penn takes advantage of his late blooming and puts it to work on his show.
Can you read me a book? Can you tell me a joke? Can I tell you a joke?
Penn says he was diagnosed at age 23. Doctors put him on medication, but he only took his pills for about a year.
That's not to say that I thought medicine was wrong. It was just a personal decision that I made. And then I got into a position in life, which was, I feel like I was extremely fortunate, where my job actually rewarded inattentive ADHD. Like, if you're working in television production and you're putting a final piece together and you're bored, that means the people who are consuming it are going to be bored as well. So I found a way of life where I could work effectively without having to medicate.
Penn offers life lessons about how to live with ADHD.
Number 3, if you have ADHD, you have left something on top of your car. It's the scariest, worst feeling, especially if it's something like a phone, and then you go to the GPS and it's like in the middle of an intersection. I've left my keys on top of cars. I've left multiple coffee mugs on top of cars. So here's what I do. I put a fun little magnet on top of my car. I give myself a mental cue to look at it before I get in the car. Mine, says don't mess with Texas.
Kind of the genesis of our first ADHD video that we did was trying to show people that, like, I have this, guys, and it's okay. Because it's a stigma. There is a stigma to it. And I think it starts largely with the name. I mean, it's better than the name they used for me when I was a kid, which was Space Cadet. And that was what most people called us when we were younger. But it's not it hasn't, this is going to sound like a weird thing, but I guess as a marketing person, it has not been branded well, and could probably use a rebrand. And so what we wanted to do with those videos was to make sure people realized that it's not something that you should be ashamed of and something that you should hide from. It's something that, like, if you understand it and if you're open about it and you tell your loved ones about it, like, this is who I am, the amount of grace that they will give you and patience is more limitless than you think. And then also, if you can see someone who's actually using it positively for their job and putting this content out, hopefully it gives people a little bit of hope that they can do that if they find kind of where to implement their superpower. And we use the word superpower a lot because it is a thing. Like, there are things that we do better than others. One of the things we don't do better is giving short answers to questions. And this answer, I think, has been like 2.5 minutes. So I'm going to stop now.
Actually, you could probably listen to Penn all day and not get bored. He's just that kind of guy. Likeable, good-looking, fun, interesting, and all that with an ADHD diagnosis. It's been quite a ride for Penn, and the fun continues on the internet as we get to see his family grow up and Penn remain a kid at heart.
Tune in for our next episode, How to Bathe Yourself When Mommy's Not in Town.
Reporting for A World of Difference, I'm Dave DeJohn.